started this last year and after this time. And I'd like to thank this time all my friends that give me lots of help. This is a piece about someone who was blown away about a month ago. He was a journalist. And like all good journalists, he was on the hunt for something that was leading to the truth of something. His name was Danny Casolaro. And he was connecting all of these things with Bush and Iran and Khomeini and arms to Nicaragua, and postponing the releases of the hostages during the time when I guess there was an election. I usually leave the country during elections, so I'm not sure which one of them. This is a little aside, but during that election, the first time, we left the country, and it was really interesting to see how the rest of the world related to the announcement that Ronald Reagan had won the presidency against Carter. They did not say the former governor was just elected president of the United States. They actually said the former spokesman for 20 Mule Team Borax had just won. This is the truth, because that's what he was. That's all he ever was. So this is for Danny Casolaro. It's called Conspiracy. Conspiracy. Used to mean breathing together of sisters and brothers and rainbows, of clenched fists shot in the air, of weather bombs and the walls of Babylon tumbling down. But today it shades of silkwood, and I'm tasting wormwood, and smelling a foul wind blowing across the empire. Now I'm wondering about Tom Merton, that crazy elliptical monk, eclipsing all the bishops and towers, still licking the boots of Aquinas. Rogue Comet Tom spinning way out of orbit, swerving too far east for the Vatican, talking about Gandhi, Zen, and the Tao, stepping on the toes of angels, stuffing spiritual beefsteak down the throats of Catholics on Fridays. Merton led a master's degree in catching God's lightning with his bare hands, hurling thunderbolts against the church and state, setting all those heads a rolling home to hell. Tom right smack there in the center of God's will. Ain't no way he fried himself in a bathtub. And that crazy kid from Worcester, doing cartwheels around the Pentagon, turning courtrooms into circuses, breaking up all that evil. Poet warriors spinning out whole books and hours, leaving Mailer in the dust. Just another Jewish kid beating the shit out of Goliath. Ain't no way he popped a belly full of tranks. So if you're gonna do the deed, then do it right. Don't mess it with a shard across the wrist. Just a tickle of the butcher's blade across the jugular would do. Or a knife to the chest in a good clean twist. Just leave me a breath to spit out one final fuck you. Fuck you. I'm going to do a poem I wrote back in July, which I guess just last month, 2 months ago. And Pat Dodd here has written some music for it. We're going to do James Bay. It's about what's going on in northern Quebec, where they want to flood out an area the size of the Wimbledon. Just imagine the Naked City Coffee House underwater. It'd be really hard to performance poetry and music underwater. Guess if you do it.
How much did they bury already?
They buried like about the size of a Hampshire or something like that. And they wasted a couple of species of animals, and there was one, during 1 year, a whole herd of caribou, 10,000 of them were just left sticking in the mud. Because they dried up all of the rivers that they were crossing, and they just moved across them, and there was just mud there because they dammed up all the rivers to make these big pools for these big power plants. And what they're doing is they're selling all this electricity to the United States to, well, make it a little cooler in Manhattan when you rent those big hotels, and if you want to go skiing in November, heck, even July, probably you can make snow in July, no problem. Because they got all this power, and it must blow from Jupiter. Anyway, this is James Day. hearing the words of the premier. Yeah, Barabbas is wagging his tongue, talking about cheap electricity. We got enough energy to burn. He's saying it straight to the lower 48. Would rather get shopping in malls. Condition the air in Manhattan. Make mountains of snow in the fall. It's clean and it's safe. It's really okay. There's nothing going on. Up in James Bay. Up in James Bay. So Piper Quebec shakes hands with the devil, trades the flesh of the Inuit and Cree to Westinghouse, and the electric general sells all the power to you and me. So the juice starts squirting through the wire, and children who mourn New England houses play, and Granny sits by electric fire, while elves are freezing over up in James Bay. But I'd rather hear the thwack of the beaver's tail as it echoes across the lake, or the snap of the twig under the hoof of a deer that runs through the break, or follow to the north the Caribou Trail with a Cree who hunt to put food on the plate. But some giant jacks are ripping the earth, cutting up rivers to flood out the plains, polluting the waters with thousands of power, clearing old forests till nothing remains. Now mothers can't breastfeed their children for the mercury running in their blood, and the salmon are swimming in circles, and the moose are stuck in the mud. You got a fist of iron, but your feet are made of clay. You're gonna get broken if you don't stop stepping. Up on James Bay. Up on James Bay. Meanwhile, down in the Empire State, the mountains look bare, but the skiers can't wait. So electric hoses spit out the plates in an artificial winter. And in northern Quebec, there's no one around. No animal tracks are seen on the ground. You can't even hear a whisper or sound. 'Cause way up in the winter, what is not dying is flying away. It's getting real quiet. Oh, James Bay.
Quite the collaboration going on. Very nice. Okay, well.